A newly deciphered papyrus describes a miracle performed by the 5-year-old Jesus Christ, that is. Owen Jarvis reports, a manuscript written in the 4th or 5th century describes how Jesus brought clay birds to life as a child. And this is, of course, as you can see, written in the ecclesiastical Greek language. This papyrus fragment from the 4th or 5th century is thought to be a part of the Infancy Gospel of Thomas. And this is credit Staats und Universitätsbibliothek Hamburg, public domain. Scholars have deciphered and published a papyrus fragment containing part of the Infancy Gospel of Thomas, which tells stories from Jesus' childhood. It's written in Greek. The papyrus fragment dates to the 4th or 5th century, making it the earliest copy of this gospel known to exist. Scholars wrote in a paper recently published in the journal Zeitschrift für Papyrologie und Epigraphik. Other copies of the gospel exist, but they date to later times. Churches did not include this gospel in the Bible, and is the earliest preserved manuscript of the text in any language. Lajos Berkes, lecturer at the Institute for Christianity and Antiquity at the Humboldt University of Berlin, and Gabriel Nochi Macedo, a papyrology professor at the University of Liège in Belgium, wrote in the study, scholars generally believe that the Infancy Gospel of Thomas was originally composed in the 2nd century. Part of the reason is because some of the stories told in the Gospel sound similar to stories that 2nd century Christian writers wrote about. The childhood miracle. The papyrus fragment tells of a miracle that Jesus performed when he was a child. In the story told in the fragment, Jesus plays at the ford of a rushing stream and molds 12 sparrows from the soft clay he finds in the mud. When his father Joseph rebukes him, that is, the betrothed Joseph, rebukes him and asks him why he is doing such things on the holy Sabbath, the 5-year-old Jesus claps his hands and brings the clay figures to life. According to the statement from Humboldt University Berlin scholars are already aware of this story from later copies of the Gospel. And while this fragment mentions only this particular miracle, later copies of the Gospel tell of many other miraculous acts that Jesus performed as a child. These include bringing a child named Zeno back to life and instantly healing his father Joseph after he was bitten by a poisonous snake. Uncertain provenance. The origin of the fragment is uncertain. We know close to nothing about the provenance of the papyrus, its history and ownership. Nochi Macedo told Life Science in an email. All we know for sure is that it originated in Egypt. It might have arrived in Hamburg either when the core of the papyrological collection was acquired between 1906 and 1939, or in 1990 when a box of unconserved papyri was transferred to Hamburg from Berlin. In the study, the scholars said they are confident that the fragment was in Germany prior to World War II. One reason the papyrus was not investigated earlier is that the handwriting is messy and it looks more like a private letter or shopping list than a gospel. The researcher said in the statement, the scholars think it may have been a writing exercise, possibly done by someone in a school or a monastery. As you know, they didn't have a printing press then. They had to copy everything by hand. It's an exciting find. Many scholars agree that the fragment is an ancient manuscript and not a modern-day forgery. It's exciting that there is a new early manuscript of this text. Simon Gathercole, professor of New Testament and Early Christianity, University of Cambridge, told Life Science, it's authentic in the sense that this really is an ancient manuscript. It's not authentic in the sense that it tells us what Jesus really did as a child, Gathercole said. Tony Burke, a professor of early Christianity at York University in Toronto, Canada, noted that the finding does not provide new information. I think it's great to have more witnesses to the text, but it does not tell us anything new. Berchtold Life Science. He says, we always thought it was composed in the 2nd century, so a 4th or 5th century copy does not change the consensus view on the text. Christopher Friligos, a religious study professor at Michigan State University, told Life Science that the discovery is highly significant, both in terms of the date of the fragment as well as the language, which is Greek. In an email, he noted that other early Christian writers from the 2nd century allude to childhood stories about Jesus. This manuscript would be the earliest witness to the text of such stories. Frilingos also noted that the provenance of the text should be examined in greater detail, if possible. This is by Owen Jarvis on Life Science. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.